Welcome to ERID Online Academy. In this video, we are going to focus on the pH scale and indicator. By the end of this lesson, you'll be able to describe the neutrality and the relative acidity and alkalinity in terms of pH measured using universal indicator paper. And of course, we're going to consider the use of other indicator papers like the Metis Orange and the litmus paper. So let's first start with what the pH scale is. The pH scale. Essentially, the pH scale shows whether a substance is acidic or alkaline or neutral. So the pH scale is used to show whether a substance is an acidic substance or whether the substance is basic, and it is also used to show that the substance is neutral. So if you look at this scale, the pH scale actually range from 0 to 14, talking in terms of the whole number. It ranges from 0 to 14. So if the number on the pH scale is between 0 and say less than 7, then the substance is regarded as acidic. The substance is said to be acidic, meaning that acidic, if pH is less than 7, then the substance is said to be acidic. So if the pH range from 7 to 14, greater than 7 to 14, then the substance is said to be basic or alkaline. The substance is basic or is said to be alkaline. We can see that on this scale. So this number this way, the more alkaline the substance is. But the lower the pH, the more acidic the substance is. So it's important to understand the pH in this perspective. The lower the pH, the more acidic the solution is, and the greater the concentration of hydrogen ion. I'm going to explain that shortly, understanding the meaning of the concentration of hydrogen ion. But let's first establish this particular fact. The lower the pH, the more acidic the substance is. The higher the pH, the more alkaline the substance is. So if a solution has a pH that is equals to 7, then that particular solution is said to be neutral. For example, pure water will have a pH of 7. Now, let's talk in terms of the concentration of what? Of acid. The concentration of acid or base. In previous lesson, we established the fact that an acid is a substance that produces hydrogen ion in solution. For example, nitric acid. This is nitric acid. If nitric acid dissolves in water, it's going to produce hydrogen ion plus nitrate ion. Hydrogen ion plus nitrate ion. This is hydrogen ion plus nitrate ion. Remember the negative part and the what? And the positive part. Okay? Now, what makes this substance an acid is the fact that it donates a proton, or it produces what? Hydrogen ion in solution. So let's make that as a very important note, rule or statement here. What makes an acid? Is the fact that what? The fact that it produces what? It produces hydrogen ion in solution. So therefore, the higher the amount the amount of hydrogen ion in solution, this amount of hydrogen ion in solution is known as its concentration. Remember we said earlier in previous lesson that the acid is a solute and the water is the what is the solvent. Of course, solute plus solvent will give you solution. So acid plus water will give you an acidic what solution. So we can talk in terms of concentration. So essentially the solute here is that hydrogen ion in solution. So the higher the amount of hydrogen ion in solution, which means its concentration, the lower the pH and the more acidic the what the solution. It's very important that you understand this. Let's relate it back. We said the lower the pH, the more acidic the substance is. Okay, so the more acidic the substance is, the more the hydrogen ion in solution you would expect. So if the hydrogen ion in solution increases, then the concentration of hydrogen ion will increase, the more acidic the substance will become, and the lower the what the pH on the pH scale. It seems to be somewhat something like opposite thing here, but it's important that you get that. So let's look at that. The higher the what hydrogen ion concentration in chemistry, a square bracket represent concentration. The higher the concentration of hydrogen ion in solution, okay, the more acidic of course the solution will be, and the more acidic the solution will be, the lower the pH of the solution. The lower the pH of the solution. So you can see that it is opposite. The greater the hydrogen ion concentration, the lower the pH. The greater the hydrogen ion concentration, the lower the lower the pH. And the lower the pH, the higher the acidity of the solution. Very key to get this particular concept. Very important to get this concept. So let's consider that of a base. Let's relate base to what hydrogen ion concentration. Okay, also in previous lesson, we defined a base as a substance that produces hydroxide ion in what? In solution. For example, sodium hydroxide. A sodium hydroxide, okay, is dissolved in water. It becomes the solute. Okay, the water becomes the solvent. So something has to measure the amount of sodium hydroxide in solution, and that is the concentration of what? Of hydroxide ion. So this sodium hydroxide is going to split into two parts, which is the metallic ion part and the what? The hydroxide ion part. Okay, the hydroxide ion, which is what? Aqueous. So we would expect that the concentration of hydroxide ion in solution will be directly proportional to the amount of sodium hydroxide that is dissolved or that is able to dissolve. So therefore, what is the comparison here? The higher the hydroxide ion concentration, okay, the more basic or the more alkaline the solution will be. The more alkaline the solution will be, and the higher the what? the higher the pH of the solution. Let's read that to the pH scale so that you see it in perspective. You know, on the pH scale, we said we have 7, we have 14, and we have 0. So if you go this way, which this represents your pH, if you are going towards 14, that means that you are becoming more what? More alkaline. Okay, and that simply means the pH is getting what? Higher. Okay, so a substance is an alkaline because it can dissolve in water to produce hydroxide ion. So therefore, the extent of solubility is justified by the amount of hydroxide ion in solution. And the amount of hydroxide ion in solution is known as the concentration of what? Of the hydroxide ion. So therefore, the higher the what? The hydroxide ion in solution, the more alkaline the solution is, and of course, the more the pH of the solution when we relate this concentration to the pH scale. So it's very key, very important to be able to put that together. Now, the next thing we'll consider is we want to relate the pH scale to indicator. So, indicator, what do we mean by the term indicator? Indicator. Now, an indicator from the general, English word is a substance that shows. It's a substance that gives up something. It's a substance that is used to identify. So in chemistry, an indicator is a chemical that is used to show or identify the alkalinity or the basicity of the word of a substance. A chemical substance that can identify a substance that is basic, or a substance that is what? Acidic, is called an indicator. So indicator themselves are usually, they are dye. Okay, they are dye. And what makes them indicator? They have the capacity to change their color. They change color depending on the pH of the substance or of the solution in which they are dipped. So an indicator, a substance is useful as an indicator if that substance can change its color depending on the pH of the solution. For example, we are going to be discussing 4 types of indicator within this particular curriculum. We are going to be talking about the litmus. We're going to be talking about phenolphthalein and methyl orange. Litmus. Litmus is an indicator. It could come in form of paper strip, or it could come in form of solutions like this. So indicators could come in form of paper strip, or they could come in form of indicators like this, in form of solutions like this rather. So litmus as an indicator has the ability to change its color depending on whether the substance is acidic or whether the substance is basic. So litmus shows a red color in acid and a blue color in base. Phenolphthalein is colorless in acid and has a pink or red color in what? In alkaline. Phenolphthalein, methyl orange, is red in acid and yellow in base. So it's important to know why these substances are used as indicator. The bottom line is that they have the capacity to exhibit different color depending on the pH of the solution. It's just like humans. Sometimes you tend to be gentle, sometimes you tend to be playful, sometimes you tend to be happy, depending on the situation, the surrounding, the circumstances. Sometimes can determine your state of your mood. Yeah, that's the right word. Can determine your mood. The same way, an indicator is a dye that changes its color depending on the pH of the solution. So, of course, if a solution is acidic, would expect that that particular solution will have a low what? A low pH. So if I bring in litmus paper into a solution with a low pH, it's going to be red. It's going to turn red. If I bring litmus paper into a solution that has a high pH, a solution of base with a high pH, the litmus is going to turn into what? Into blue. So we could have blue litmus paper. We could also have red what? Red litmus paper. Okay. Now, talking about other types of indicator, let's talk about universal indicator. A universal indicator. From the word universal, a universal indicator, okay, shows a range of color, has the capacity to show a range of color, hence the name universal. That means it's general, it applies to all. So you can use a universal indicator to actually tell the pH of a substance. So a universal indicator has advantage over methyl orange, litmus, or what? Or phenolphthalein. Because litmus or phenolphthalein can only indicate whether a substance is acidic or basic. They cannot tell you the exact pH of a substance. But a universal indicator has the advantage of specifying, number one, it can specify the pH of a substance, and they can, of course, from the pH of a substance, you can tell, okay, whether a substance is acid or what, or base. Okay, so of course the most important use is that you can use a universal indicator paper to tell the pH of a substance. So how is that done in the laboratory? How do we use the universal indicator paper in the laboratory? For example, a universal indicator paper, okay, is usually this yellowy in color, kind of, yeah, deep yellow or kind of brown in color. Okay, so if you take this paper, universal indicator paper, and dip it into a solution of an acid, don't forget that an acid usually has two parts, hydrogen and what? The negative part. So because this hydrogen ion is dissolved in solution, this solution will have a concentration of hydrogen ion, and of course that will make it become acidic. So when you dip the universal indicator paper into a solution of an acid or into a solution of a base, the color is going to change. So you can see the universal indicator paper here dip into solutions. So what we need to do now is to take that particular paper and match it with the color or the universal indicator chart. This is the universal indicator chart. The chart is always provided with the container of the universal indicator paper. So when you have dipped the paper into any of the solution, whether acid or base, then you bring the paper whose color has changed to match it with the what? With the chart. This is the chart. This is the chart. Universal indicator chart. Universal indicator chart. So you match the color observed on the paper with the chart. So you can see all these paper were matched. So by matching, you can actually identify the pH of the substance in which the paper was dipped. For example, this paper was dipped into a particular solution. So if I want to know the pH of that solution, I will match the color with the what? With the universal indicator chart, and it's matching a pH of what? 12. So I can say that that particular solution has a pH equals to what? 12. Of course, the solution is what? Is alkaline. How do I know? Because of this color change that I observe after dipping the paper into the particular what? Solution and matching it with the indicator chart. So this is how to use the universal indicator paper. So let's do a quick summary. We have been able to look at the meaning of the word, pH. pH indicates, it's a reflection of the hydrogen ion concentration of a particular what solution. So the lower the pH, okay, the higher the what? The hydrogen ion concentration. Okay, then we also talk in terms of alkaline. Alkaline. So the higher the pH, the higher the what? The hydroxide ion concentration. The hydroxide ion concentration, and the more alkaline the substance is. Okay, so both of them are similarly, almost kind of opposite. If your hydrogen ion concentration is higher, then you would expect that your hydroxide ion concentration would be lower. So on the pH scale, a pH of 7 is neutral. A pH that is lower than 7 is acidic, shows acidic solution. A pH that is greater than 7 shows what? Alkaline solution. So the more acidic a substance is, the lower the what? The pH. So as you go this way, you have a decreasing what? Decreasing pH as you go this way, and what? An increasing hydrogen ion concentration. So as you go this way, you have an increasing pH, okay, but you have a what? A decreasing hydrogen ion concentration, and an increasing what? Hydroxide ion concentration. So you have increasing hydroxide ion concentration. So that is the summary of pH scale and the use of indicator. Subscribe to my channel so that you'll be the first to be notified next time I drop an academic video like this. See you